So hi y'all, welcome back. It's video it's video free. Today's a little different from what I was originally planning. I know, how quirky, how fun. I was planning to do something to do with Animal Crossing. In case you can't see, I've got a new Animal Crossing poster. And I was planning on doing something to do with that. Because, you know, I'm one of the Animal Crossing girlies, as you can see. Instead, I'm planning on doing a review of my vinyl collection. This is an idea that my friend Liv gave me, and Liv's probably watching this video. So hi Liv, thank you very much for the idea. I really appreciate it. So some of y'all may not know, I'm a very big fan of vinyls. I have a very special little vinyl recording thing. Go shut up. It's called a it's called a record player. And I have a set of vinyls that are very near and dear to my heart as well. I'm going in alphabetical name order. So I'm going by album name and doing them alphabetically rather than artist name, because there's not many of them that I have multiple artists of. And I'm score out of 10 for the music and a score out of 10 for the album design. So like the design of the vinyl, art covers, anything extra, the vinyl design, the cover slips, album art. So let's go! My first album is a bit of a drum roll maybe, it is Awaken My Love by Childish Gambino, an iconic album if I do say so myself. I think this is a really good album. Now, for music, like all the songs, I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. It's funky, it's vibalicious, it's yummy. There are only a few songs on here that I'm not a huge fan of. Oh, it's really knackered, I've bent it. I am not a huge fan of The Night Me and Your Mama and The Night Me and Your Mama Met. I'm not a huge fan of those two songs, but everything else in this vinyl is exquisite. I love everything else in the vinyl except for those two songs. It's a funky twist on Gambino's previously rap-focused music career, which is absolutely amazing. I think he's a very diverse performer. He's obviously a very diverse and talented musician, as well as a producer and an actor, and he's just very multifaceted. He's obviously a triple threat of an actor. Of a performer, entertainer. I don't know what word he would prefer me to use. All the girlies love this album, rightfully so. The fire, for real. Very good album, very nice to listen to, especially when it's like, I'm going to give vibes for each of the albums, for like scenarios where they're appropriate. So in my opinion, Awaken My Love is appropriate for an after party setting. You know, when it's like starting to get dark in the summertime and it's like 2 or 3 in the morning and you're all, you know, you can barely see straight, you're bollocked, you're absolutely wankered, and put this on in the background and you'll zone out into absolute nothingness, and that's where we all want to be in life. The album art, I hope this doesn't disappoint anyone, but I've given it a 6/7.5 out of 10. I'm sitting on the fence between like a 7-ish kind of score. It's quite plain compared to some of my others. You'll see what I mean later, because this is a beautiful image. This is amazing. This is a gorgeous picture. Still really interesting to look at. It's a beautiful album, but it's a bit plain compared to some of my others. There's no pop-ups in the album or anything like that. Basically, you can hear me saying this a lot, but this is the bare minimum that I expect from album art for a vinyl. This is the bare minimum. You know, a cool looking cover, a really nice back cover as well. Y'all are not going to be surprised seeing this. It's Born to Die by Lana Del Rey, the deluxe edition, which has nearly every single song on it. It's got 15 songs on this album. That's a lot for a vinyl, and it is double-sided, obviously. I'll show you the inside art real quick. Jump scare warning. You're about to get very afraid. Terrifying stuff. Really scary. Fear him. For the music on this, I've given it a 9.5 out of 10 for music. It's a guilty pleasure, I'm not even going to lie. This album will forever be integral to who I am as a woman. This got released when I was like 14, 15, and it ruined my life. But in a good way. I love this album. I think it's amazing. Lana Del Rey does what Lana Del Rey does best. Damn fine tunage. I'm a big Lana softie. I'm not an apologist, however. Count your days. Kiss on the Lips for her. The best, in my opinion, this is the best of her albums, besides Norman Rockwell. And Lust for Life. I quite like Lust for Life as well. Classic Sad Girl, Heart-Shaped Glasses, Cigarettes, on a Summer's Eve tunage. It's classic Lana bangers that most would recognise, but old Lana Del Rey stuff is quite one note in my opinion. They're all kind of the same misery bops, but they you know, Sad Girl kind of vibe, like I said earlier. Modern Lana is a completely new woman for the better, but that does not disregard how amazing the early stuff is. The early stuff's still good. I don't care what anyone says. And for the album art, yet again, I've given the album art a 7.5 out of 10. Because, yet again, it's rather plain. It's, you know, we're all used to this image. If you're one of the girls, gays and nays. I do really like this inside slip. I love a double-sided vinyl. You know, nothing amazing, but it's what's expected. This is side C. The other side has a white background with roses on it. This one has a red background with roses on it. So, it's very Lana. I wouldn't expect anything else from this vinyl, basically, in the terms of album art. I still think it's a beautiful album, but like I said, anything around the 7 range for album art ratings are the bare minimum of what I expect. This is the bare minimum that I expect from an artist when they release a vinyl, especially with the amount of money that you're paying for them. Because at the end of the day, they're just plastic discs that go spinny. 3 is a very recent one that I bought. This one for all the pop girlies. It's very exciting in my opinion. Yeah, y'all, I can't wait to show you this one. It is Chromatica by Lady Gaga, one of my favourite albums of, I think it was last year it was released, one of my favourite albums from last year, was it the year before? It's really bad that I can't remember the year this album came out, but I love this album, I really do. So for music, I've given it an 8.5 out of 10. It's got some certified boppies on it, banging tunes. It's very disco themed, which I will eat up because I am a Boney M stan till the day that I die. And yeah, I really give her props for that because I absolutely adore Boney M. Disco, cheesy 70s, gold pants and afros. I love it. Really appreciate her doing something disco themed, a bit out of the ordinary, because she did Joanne and it didn't do very well, even though I like Joanne. I thought it was a nice album, but Chromatica was where it was at. The girls, the gays and the theys, we were bopping to it. I'm telling you right now, everyone knows Stupid Love, everyone knows Rain On. Some of the tunes you might not recognise off of here that I think are worth a listen is Babylon, you know, Plastic Doll, Sour Candy, Enigma. Enigma really smacks. I feel like that was very much an ignored song. Some of them do not. Like, I did not like Sign From Above featuring Elton John. I wasn't a huge fan of Free Woman. I thought Free Woman was quite generic. But what I find with this album is the ones that smack. The ones that don't are very generic pop. Something I would have expected from one of her earlier albums back in the Fame era. But nevertheless, the things that smack on here, smack. And then for album art, this is very disappointing, but I've given it a 6 out of 10 on album art. You may be a bit confused why, as to I was sucking Lady Gaga's dick so violently that, you know, I'm going to get a splooge soon in about 5 seconds. But I think this is really plain looking for a Gaga disco album. You know what I'm saying? It's Gaga. I was expecting a little bit more flamboyancy, but then again, it's still quintessential Chromatica. It's got, you know, the pink thingy. It's got this little slide at the back that's pretty quintessential Chromatica, and, you know, I was expecting the vinyl to be a bit of a funny colour. Like, I wasn't expecting it to be translucent. I was expecting it to be like a hot pink or a black, but or a grey, but not black. All vinyls are black, you idiot. It's got the vibes of the album, but I would have liked more pizzazz, if you know what I mean. I would have liked a bit more character from this album. Considering it's a Gaga album, I was just expecting a little bit more flavour, a little bit of spice. However, this is only the cover slip version of the vinyl. This is not the, like, proper... I've still got the fucking sticker on it. How embarrassing! Oh, I've only just noticed. Yeah, I only got this like a few days ago, so it's still got the very embarrassing HMV sticker 2 for 40 quid on it. I'll smack that right there next to the mic. Yeah, don't get me wrong, I think it's a nice looking vinyl. It's very unique. I don't see an awful lot of vinyls that look like this, but I think there could have been more done to this. This is a classic for y'all that were on Tumblr during the early 2000s. I'll try and hide it. I'll blur it out or something. My next album is, drumroll, Crybaby by Melanie Martinez. I don't know if this will be the other way around or not. I hope you can read all the albums that I presented, but yes, Crybaby by Melanie Martinez. I think this was released in 2015. A Tumblr classic, in my opinion. Music-wise, I've given it a 9 out of 10. This is another guilty pleasure for me. The Tumblr girlies that used to, you know, pull Tumblr, Lorde, Melanie Martinez, Lana Del Rey, Florence and the Machine, those girlies rocked Tumblr for years for a reason. There's a reason why this album keeps going viral on TikTok, because it's a good album. I don't think there's a single song on here that I'm not a huge fan of. I think the only song that I'm not giant on was Teddy Bear, and that's on the deluxe edition. She's always been a guilty pleasure of mine. She'll always have the place in the heart of 13-year-old me. That's the way it is. I'm one of the Tumblr girlies, as y'all know. Follow my Tumblr. Absolute bangers and TikTok classics on here. Y'all may read me to hell for this, but some of the music that goes viral on TikTok goes viral for a reason. Some of it is good music, like Hayloft, what's it called? Alien Vibes by, I can't remember the name of that band. You know, some of the songs that go viral for a reason. It's about time that Playdate got the recognition it deserved, because that smacks. I don't know what she put in this album to jiving me up. This makes me go, let's go to the club and pop our pussies. And then album art, I have given a 9.5 out of 10. This is one of the best decorated albums in my opinion. Not only is the cover art rather iconic to me, look at that. Wow. It's written this beautiful message on here thanking you for buying the vinyl, thanking the people who helped to produce this album, and, you know, give me a and it's one of the only albums that I own. It's one of the only albums that I own that comes with this thing. It has, for each and every song, a little drawing from an artist and a little poem at the bottom. I just think that's really clever for album art. I really do. I was blown away when I first saw that. I thought, this is genius. I've never seen anyone do anything like that before with their album. It comes with a storybook, y'all. I've never had another vinyl come with a storybook. Plus, the inner album art, the picture that I showed you earlier, I think that would make a really good poster, and there probably is a poster of it somewhere. The inner disc of the vinyl is very intricately decorated, you know, pink cover slip, which is what we were expecting, but it still matches the vibes. Inner disc is really well decorated to the general theme of it. I'll show you that. So, can you see that? That all there. I think that's really cool. I think that's really well decorated. Matches the themes of the album perfectly. And I hope y'all don't hate me for this. It is one of my lower rated ones. It is, drumroll, Don't Smile at Me by Billie Eilish. I think I got this one quite cheap at an Urban Outfitters from what I can remember. And that's saying something because Urban is expensive. I've given this music-wise a 7 out of 10. Don't get me wrong, I do like Billie Eilish. She's doing all the things at the same age as me that I would never be able to do, so I give her props for that. I don't mind Billie. Do I think she's overrated? Yes. Do I think she's a bit of a nepotism baby because of her dad and her brother and her mum all being part of the entertainment business? Yes. But does that strip away from the fact that the family is obviously a talented bunch and doing all at the same age as me? Does that make it any lesser? No. I'll give her a lot of props. She's definitely a talented girly, and her family are obviously very talented, otherwise they wouldn't be as famous as they are. Fun little fact, Billie Eilish's mum voices Samara from Mass Effect. I thought that was pretty wild when I found that out. She's still a girl boss for doing all this at the ripe old age of, I think, 14 when this came out. I think I was 14. She would have been the same age as well, because we're about the same age. I do enjoy this album, but it's very melancholic. It's very much suited for sad girl moments when you want to sit down and cry. It is a very depressing album. There are only a few songs on here that really make you want to bust a move. It's not a versatile album, and I did say earlier I do like a versatile album, but it's good for when it's dark out and you've got a bit of a mood on. And album art, I am giving a 5 out of 10. It's very plain to me. The album art is very clearly very minimalistic, which I don't mind. Minimalism can work, and I do think it works here. But I think compared to some of my other albums, it's quite plain. Bright colours are the only thing really catching my attention with this album cover. I don't mind it. Anything else on this vinyl, you'd probably feel a bit of sensory overload, to be fair. I know I would, because it's bright enough as it is. I don't mind it, but I think there could have been more added to this album art, especially when it comes to the cover slip and the vinyl. Next one is, this is another one for all the Tumblr girlies. Marina and the Diamonds Through, one of her best albums, in my opinion. It is her best album, in my opinion. Yes, it is better than Electra Heart. I don't care. Music-wise, I'm giving Fruit a 10 out of 10. This is my perfect album. I think this is an amazing album. If you've never listened to it, give it a listen. Some of the songs on here, one minute you'll be crying, next minute you'll be busting a move, next minute you'll be like going like this, you'll be going. It's a really versatile album. I love it. It's a classic. It's the best of Marina. It is a perfect album in my opinion. Sad bops, funky bops, summer bop. It's quite diverse in mood and beats and topics. It covers some topics in music that I have never heard covered before. Savages, which is one of the last songs on the album, covers human greed. She covers topics in music that no one else covers. And I think that's amazing. And she makes it bop at the same time. She's just very, it's just, I don't have any other words to describe it, but this orange is Janinomasaurus. However, let's come to the disappointing fact that the album art I have given a 6 out of 10. I think, yet again, this is fairly plain compared to some of my others. You've got, you know, the cover art and the back art. I think it's quite plain. It still works, yet again, like the Billie Eilish album, it still works for the theme. But, yeah, the downside of Fruit is how bland it is for the album art. I'm not saying this isn't a beautiful picture, but it is. There's not even a cover slip, nothing like that. There's no additions, there's nothing new or fresh for the vinyl edition. The colours and the neons match the vibe of this album very nicely. Don't get me wrong, it's meant to be a very colourful looking album. It's meant to be a colourful album, but yet again it's quite bland. There's not much creativity or fun little extras that can be nods for fans. And the next one is yet again, I'm going to be saying this a lot, this is another iconic Tumblr girlies vinyl album, if you ask me. It is the 1975 I Like It When You Sleep, For You Are So Beautiful, Yet So Unaware of It. What a long title. Stop pretending to be Panic at the Disco. Anyways, music-wise, I have given this album a 9.5 out of 10. If you ask me, this is an absolute classic. This was the first 1975 album that I ever listened to, and I think nearly everything on here is an absolute bopping tune. It's easily 1975's best album in my opinion, and yes, that is compared to the modern stuff. I'm not a giant fan of the modern stuff. I still listen to it, I still don't mind some of the songs on the albums, but I think they're very experimental nowadays, which I'm a bit rocky about. There's also classics that everyone knows, You know, everyone knows the sound, everybody knows somebody else. There's some classics on here, but yet again, very applicable to multiple different moods and scenarios because of how widespread the tones are in some of the songs. Plus, nearly every single song on this album is a good song, although you know, some of it can be experimental, especially their instrumental tracks, but I don't mind some of them. It's the perfect blend of classic indie boy band and experimental mess, in my opinion. Also, album art, I have given an 8 out of 10. Yet again, I feel like this is the bare minimum for vinyls and their album art. It's yet again double-sided. So what they did was they took every song title, put it into neon lights, and then they took pictures of them in certain aesthetic looking locations. There they all are. I think that's quite nice for album art. I think that's quite beautiful. Good job. So they do not have cover slips in this. Instead, the cover slip is on the vinyl slip. The vinyls are nice colours as well. They're this lovely see-through design. Yeah, it's just a nice one to look at in general. It's still very cool. But it's, yet again, very minimalistic, which I was expecting for the 1975. It's quite minimalistic. It's the bare minimum, yet again, for me, in my opinion. The next one, and I ordered this online the day it released because I was very excited for this. It is K212 by Melanie Martinez, her second studio album. I love this album. It took me a while to warm up to it though, which is why I'm giving the music an 8 out of 10. It took me a while to warm up to this album, but yet again, it is certified by TikTok, but it did take me a while. I'm fully warmed up to it now, so that's all that matters. It's still pretty cool. It's still a tad, you know, Tumblr 2013 cringe, kind of pastel pink cringe. I still enjoyed it. I still thought the concept was quite good. She's a very talented egg, very clearly, because some of the songs in here are beautiful, beautifully sung, like High School Sweetheart. Yet again, it's a versatile album. Some of them make you want to bust a move, some of them make you want to cry, some of them make you want to throw a table on the floor and smash it into bits. You know, it's very variable, yet again, which I seem to like with my albums. I like an album that's got different things going on in it. Album art, I have given it a 9.5 out of 10. I have written a 9 here, but I've changed my mind. It's very close to a 10 in my opinion. This is a very nice looking album cover, yet again. Y'all are gonna lose your over this, because I know I did. It's got a little pop-up. There's one other vinyl that I've seen, and it is the Dirty Dancing soundtrack vinyl that has a pop-up. My friend Olivia has that, and that vinyl has a little pop-up of Patrick Swayze holding, what's her name? This is such a cool pop-up. If you didn't know, this is technically the soundtrack to a movie. She made a movie called K212. It comes with a little poem book yet again. It's designed like a school notebook like you lot have in America. It does not have like art. It has screenshots from the movies instead, which I feel is a bit lazy, but you know, you do what you do when you're making a multi-million-dollar worth film. I also got a heart-shaped singles vinyl of Strawberry Shortcake and High School Sweethearts, which is so cute. It's absolutely adorable. My vinyl player is not a fan of this vinyl though. I have to tune it up the pitch and speed quite a bit when I play that. The inside of the vinyl print is really nice. I don't know if you can see that, but it's like a cherub design on the inside of the vinyl, which I've never seen a vinyl have a pattern for the inside. This is a really nice looking album. It's a sick album, very well designed. Thank you yet again, Melanie Martinez, for being a very talented egg. I will give you a kiss on the forehead. Next is another one of my recents. I wish I got the most recent redesign of this album, because the woman who made this album, I'm not trying to give any spoilers for my review, she recently changed the album design cover and it looks much cooler than this one. It's still a cool album cover, but I prefer the new one. But it is Miss Anthropocene by Grimes. I love Grimes. Grimes is a down-to-earth girly. I do not appreciate the fact that she has children with Elon Musk, but we're going to ignore that for now and pretend that she's still the revolutionary anarchist that we all fell in love with. Music-wise, I'm giving this an 8 out of 10. My EDM Club Girl Classic album, I Love You and How Experimental and Weird and Kooky You Are. She's an EDM club music-making elven goddess, and I would gladly hug her till she squeezed like a little pixie and exploded dust all over me, and a true pioneer of weird experimental music. She's been at for a while and she knows what she's doing, which is why this album is so good and why I think she keeps getting better and better as time goes on. Besides Art Angels, this is probably my favourite album of hers. It just exudes Cyberpunk 2077. I've just finished that game, and hearing 4 AM on the radio from this album in Cyberpunk 2077, I was fading into another version of reality. It was brilliant. I felt like I was like, I don't know how to describe it. I feel like I was on hallucinogens. It was a great time. I'm never going to do them though because I'm terrified and I'm a bit too mentally ill for that. Club bangers, 1 minute, and then a song about your friends dying from drug overdoses the next, which always makes me tear up. It's an amazing song. It's called Delete Forever. Very, very nice song. It makes you want to curl up into a ball and cry. It's still got that weird classic twist that Grimes puts on everything that she touches, and that's why I love this album. Album art, I'm going to be giving an 8 out of 10. Because it's Grimes, it is a beautifully over-detailed piece of work, and I love me some little details to look at. It just looks cool without overdoing it. She really knows how to do that. She knows how to make things look complex when they're actually quite simple. This is an amazing album cover. I mean, that's probably just a selfie that she took in the mirror, and she's just overdone it. And it looks great. I mean, even the back as well. That's like, I think that's the original cover that she came out with, and then she changed it to this one, and then she's got a new one now. So it's like 3 different cover versions, but it's still cool. I still think these are all really cool album covers. It's trying to be. I didn't even realise this. I've only just bought this. I've basically got a little poster of the album cover. I've got a little poster, and it's got like some little. Oh, it's meant to be a keyboard, I think. But some little rocks organised into a keyboard, and then all the songs and producers and writers on the back. Oh, the vinyl holder, the cover case, and the vinyl itself. Ah! All the girlies are screaming! The girls are fighting! This is a beautiful cover. Look at that! Oh! Right, okay, we're going to move on to the next one, and then we only have 2 more, and then I promise I will shut the fuck up. So the next one is a reoccurring girly, another one of the Tumblr girls, you may say. It's Paradise by Lana Del Rey. Not the bonus edition, just the plain version. The music, I am going to give a 7 out of 10. Yeah, again, it's only got, it's got 8 songs on here. That's nothing compared to the last album, but it's just a few of the songs that were missing from the last album, like Cola. This is the lesser of my 2 Lana albums, but it still contains certified bangers and, you know, sad girl bops. I never understood the hype for Yayo or Bel Air. I just never liked those songs, but this is still a classic album for me. Album art, I'm giving a 5 out of 10. Very, very plain for a Lana album. There's a cover slip, but yet again, it's rather plain. It just says Paradise on the front, and it's got all the lyrics on the other side. Even the vinyl's really plain. Look at that. Nothing. Quite bland compared to the last one. There's not much going on, just Lana looking perfect as per usual. I like the summer evening in clubs vibe. You know, this is giving me getting ready in Spain at, you know, 10 o'clock at night to go out to Magaluf and go to the clubs and get hit on by a bunch of men that you don't like. Now my next one is one I got for my birthday or Easter, I think, and it is a classic for me. It is the Sublime 10th anniversary deluxe edition. Sublime. What a perfect way to describe it, because for the music I've given it a 7.5 out of 10. I love Sublime. I have a very much a weak spot for them. I love me some reggae, ska type music, I really do. My dad kind of raised me with Bob Marley and music like that. I listened to a lot of Sublime as well as a kid, and they're more ska. Sublime smacks, simple as. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have Doing Time by Lana Del Rey, which is an absolute classic yet again. Some of the music isn't for everyone, don't get me wrong. Me and my friends were once talking about the Doing Time cover, and they said that Lana's version was better, and I said the Sublime version was better, so it's not for everyone. But hell, even I don't enjoy every single song they've released, but it doesn't matter. Some of these tunes are classics. Doing Time, What I Got, Garden Grove, Under My Voodoo. That shit smacks. Even the stupid songs like Johnny Butt still smacks. I could still imagine that in the background during a Jackass skit, you know what I mean? Brilliant stuff, very nice to listen to in the summertime. I only really listen to this album during the summer. Very much California white boys with dreads in their hair who only do psychedelics kind of vibe. But yeah, shit smacks. Bopping smacking tunes. Album art, I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. I love this album art. Tattoos? Yes. Little flower doodly things? Yes. Doodles on the back? Yeah. It just looks so nice. And even the inside cover, look at that, that's so dope. Yeah, this acts as a bit of a cover slip. And oh, I've only just realised what the cover slip is. Oh, I'm gonna cry. Oh. So the lead singer is called Bradley, and I think that's his name, and he died from an overdose a few years before this deluxe album was released. And he did have a son. His son is still alive and well, and so is his wife, thank God. But look at the cover slips him singing to his son, and then the other side is just some goofy little drawing. It's a lovely collage and triumph of everything this band achieved in the short amount of time that they had to achieve it before Bradley sadly passed away. And I think it's just so much fun. It just shows off the band so well. They were a fun group who just wanted to make fun ska music, and they were a bit goofy, they were a bit silly, goofy silly girls, and it just shows it off so well. It's such a bittersweet album to me, and that's why it has such a high esteem in me. And the very last album, y'all will be thankful to hear this is the last album, is another one of the Tumblr girlies in my opinion, kind of. It is Trench by 21 Pilots. I did quite like this album, but it's not my favourite out of all of them. I've always had a bit of an emo soft spot for 21 Pilots. I was a little bit of an emo in high school. I'm not going to show you any pictures of it, but I was an emo, which is probably why my wardrobe's black. But listen, I've always been a bit of an emo for them, loved the Blurryface album and the Vessels album, so as soon as Trench came out, I was crawling all over it like an ant at a picnic. I think this is quite similar to the Blurryface album. They both have similar themes, just different colour palettes, and they have general themes of sadness and depression with the occasional happy song about platonic or romantic love. Trench is a good album for autumn, to be honest. I listen to this a lot in autumn and the winter time. But My Blood and Smithereens could be for spring as well. They could be spring tunes. An alright album. I'd recommend it if you have heard any of 21 Pilots' previous stuff and you're a fan. Album art. This is the lowest rated one. I'm giving it a 4 out of 10. I'm sorry. I just think this album art is really ugly. I think it's really ugly. I don't like it. I don't like this bird. I'm not a huge fan of the yellow theme. I just don't feel like it fits. I just think it's really ugly. Jungle thing. It's like this jungle theme thing, which I don't think suits. It's got all the cheesy little symbols on the side. The cover slips are on the vinyls, so the vinyl slips are the cover slips. I get that this is like... Oh, there is a cover slip. I'm lying. Oh, wait, no, there isn't. Bitch! But listen, I get that this is like an iconic location for the album. This is where they filmed quite a few of the music videos, but I think it's ugly. It's quite army, military, green, yellow, tropic, thunder kind of theme. That's it. So, as a general sum up, because this video is getting to be an hour long, like the last one, and I did not intend for that at all. This was meant to be quite a quick video. But the Best Music Award goes to Fruit by Marina and the Diamonds. We'll whisper that because she doesn't want us to say it anymore. And then the Best Album Art Award goes to Crybaby by Melanie Martinez. So, this sums up my review of my vinyls. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do, please like and subscribe. You know, all the usual stuff that I ask you to do. If you like and subscribe, I'll come to your house and I'll give you a vegan cookie and maybe some vegan alternative milk, as y'all know. Please follow me on my Instagram, my Tumblr. I might make a TikTok soon as well. Who knows? On TikTok, I'll probably show the process of how I get into all this drag, all this beat. I do hope you enjoyed this. I hope none of my opinions have offended anyone. You're allowed to battle me in the comments about your opinions on some of these albums. Yeah, again, there's only 12 albums here to review. The collection will grow stronger. I might do an update when I buy some more, who knows. But thank you so much for watching. Yeah, see ya! Sorry, I just had to... Oh... Right, okay.